Have you noticed my new scarf today?
I did! It's so unique! Maybe I should get an accessory. What looks good on a tiger?
Gold leash.
And we'll never be royals. It's a run in our blood. That kind of luck's just ain't for us.
So I've said it before, but public fursuiting is like my favorite thing in the world. It's actually the main reason I got into the fandom, was seeing a video of Zakari and Kyo running through the streets of London in fursuit, just saying hello to random people. It looks so much fun. So 2 weeks ago was Columbus Gay Pride. So me and some friends went down in fursuit to get some videos with the crowd, and it was lots of fun. Here's a quick clip. So what sort of public fursuiting have you done, Mangy?
How about that time we went fursuit clubbing?
That was lots of fun.
Yeah, I really love just taking the hammer and going blah blah blah.
But we did actually go fursuit clubbing, and I don't mean the seal clubbing variety. There were no seals there, but the actual dance variety. And that was so much fun. We used to do that down in Orlando, but we've also done it in Australia. And I actually have a video online of me and some friends fursuit clubbing that you can go watch. But let's have a chat about that experience. Because a lot of people, I bet, probably think it's very scary.
It definitely is intimidating, but you just have to know your environment, have at least one or two people out of suits to just have your back. Be sure to know what your surroundings are and just party, you know? You want to be really open to people. They're going to ask you questions. They want to party with you. You're a big, huge animal suddenly entering their night. It blows their mind.
If you don't like regular clubbing, you're not going to like fursuit clubbing, because it is smoky, it is noisy, it is full of drunk people. So if you're not a clubber, please don't go fursuit clubbing. It's not for you.
There definitely is a protocol for doing it though. You gotta show up early, about like when the club's about to start. Show a picture to the bouncer of what you have. Let them make sure that it's okay to bring these into the nightclub. Look around the place, know your points. Maybe even if there's like a kind of corner where you can take your head off when you start getting really tired.
I know a lot of people have made the mistake of showing up to the nightclub in fursuit. And the bouncer's always immediate reaction is go away, we don't want you. Always show up first in regular nice looking clothes, go into the bar, have a few drinks, and then on your way out, that's when you get the phone out and show them the pictures of your fursuit. And a lot of clubs actually beg you to come in. They want this. They think you're gonna draw people in through the door.
Also, use the bathroom before you suit up.
In terms of choosing a club, it's definitely better to choose a club that has more poppy, cheesy music. A, because you're a big fluffy animal, so you're not going to be dancing to house or techno, because you're going to die. But also because the people who go there are probably going to be more open to what you're doing. It's also best not to go on the busiest night. Probably go on like a Wednesday or maybe a Thursday night or a Sunday, depending on the club. And definitely check out the club first, so you know who the clientele is, and maybe if there's a spot that you can take your head off and have a breather, because it is really, really exhausting. You gotta be fit to do it.
I know sometimes fursuiters have meets, and then maybe on their meet they go for a walk. Sometimes you don't really want to stick as a pack. That intimidates people. You know, you want to be a parade, you want to be a happy parade. You don't want to be a death march.
Yeah, I have this huge problem with fursuit marches for both for meets and for cons. It's that there's too many people. You get too many fursuits together. They're all standing. They're all talking to each other. It's like a party. They're closed up. They look like a clique, and it's really uncomfortable for people to come talk to them. But at the same time, if you're by yourself, you look like a bit of a weirdo. So I find that if you're going to go on a fursuit walk, you're best in about groups of 2 to 4. Any more is too much, and any less is a bit weird. If you're on a fursuit walk, don't let the handlers push you too hard, because you're there to interact with people. They're just there to get you through the walk and to a destination. You actually need to go off a little to the side so that you can interact with people and have some fun, and then you can always catch up with the group later.
They're your backup, not your shepherd. So for this week, I asked a bunch of you on Twitter to give us some questions. And so we've picked out some of our favorite ones and we're going to answer them right now.
Okay, question 1. So Mangusu, Ace the Coyote asks, when was the first time you were exposed to anything furry?
You know, I think it was a movie called Rockadoodle. It came out in like 1991 and it was by the same guys who did All Dogs Go to Heaven. And like one of the first scenes starts with this boy who gets washed up in a flood and magically transported and turned into a little kitty. And he has this line right when he does it. He says, "Oh geesh, I'm a furry." Baymick Fox asks, in your opinion, is being a furry lifestyle or a hobby?
Well, I'm not gonna presume to speak for everyone, but for me personally, it's a hobby. I have a day job, I got regular friends, I got furry friends, but dressing up in a fursuit is really just about getting out and having fun and doing something creative. But I definitely have friends who are Therians for which a fursuit is more of an extension of their personality, and that's cool too. Bananaine asks, how were you introduced to the fandom and when?
Well, I first started out as a cosplayer. I really liked anime, and at this convention, at the anime conventions I'd go to, sometimes I'd see these really awesome fursuits just walking past, and they'd be interacting with all the cosplayers, and it was so much fun, and I loved it so much. I just kept watching them, like from convention to convention. Eventually, I made my own fursuit. It was Daxter from Jack and Daxter, and I came up to those fursuiters that would show up at the convention, and then they invited me back to their room.
So Cobalt Peach asks, is it okay if your fursuit is the opposite gender to you are?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, I know quite a few friends that have chosen to pick the other gender. I have a friend named Raspberry Roo, and she had several characters that were all male. It's whatever you want to do.
That's the whole point. It's creative, it's fantasy. You're supposed to create something that speaks to who you are.
Now keep in mind, if you come across one of these people, and even though they're portraying a male, still don't do this to them.
Sir, I do declare.
How rude! D Fluffy Butt asks, what made you choose your maker, Phoenix Nest?
Oh, that's easy. When we were looking through a bunch of makers, we saw that Phoenix had made this suit of Bunny Mund from that Easter movie a few years back, and it looked so good. But also, a good friend of mine from the UK, Spark Panda, his suit was Phoenix Wolf, and it was one I also really loved.
Yeah, we just really love the style. And as a mongoose, I need to make sure she can do weasels well. So when I saw her ferret, I knew she was the one. From Kijaru Fox, snugs or hugs?
What's the difference?
What is it?
Is this a
a
hug?
or a snug?
Or is this a snug?
No, I think that's a boop.
It's a boop? Well, I mean,
is this a snug?
Is this a snug? I think that might be.
Is this a snug?
I think that might be a snug.
I think.
Aw.
Oh.
Yeah, that's definitely a snug.
Louis Neon's question is, what would you do with your life if the furry fandom was never created?
Ooh, well, I probably wouldn't have 4,000 followers on YouTube, I know that. But I'd probably stream playing video games, because I love playing video games.
Nah, he'd be a Trekkie.
I do love Star Trek, that's true. Not a lie, not ashamed of it. Famous up.
Monster Morass. Dash Tiger, why are you missing 2 claws? Did you not leave a tip for your manicurist?
You're such a bully, Monsteroo. Sinclair Vanguard asks, who would win a dance competition? Me or you? Sean, aka Swifty, asks, how do I keep furries off my lawn?
Okay, so what you do is you get a scarecrow of Uncle Kage.
I'm already scared thinking about it.
Scares him right away.
Well, that's episode 4. Hope you had fun. Tune in next week for Dash It AC.
And Mangy left alone at home.
George, how do you get the subtitles on this thing? Are the batteries working?